All right, so today we're going to be going over the hitter's decision making. Let's get right into things. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about here is we are setting gaps, right? There's a gap here between the blocker and the antenna, these two blockers, and this blocker and that antenna. So what we want to do is we want to hit where there's not blockers, right? Yeah, that's a great idea, huh? We also have this BIC option here who's available, who can hit in these open lanes because they're far away. So as long as they don't close that block, or maybe this middle comes over here with this guy, we'll have some lines here and here, maybe even here if that middle goes. While we're watching and working on hitting, what I want us to be working on is our decision making, okay? Which really means we should be looking at the defenders. So what's available on this court? Let's talk about what the defense is trying to stop. You got your setter. She's back row, okay? She's got the tip, okay? You want to keep your setter close to the net. This is what I like to do. You got to keep your setter close to the net. If they do tip it, okay, we got that ball. Someone else can set it. But we don't want to just have them getting ready to get hit. We want them to be a second option. The tip is a second kind of hitting option. So we want the setter to be covering something that's not as likely to happen. They're probably going to swing, and we want them to swing at these back row players. So setter's got tip. Our middle back, our outside hitter, she is going to go from middle back and just shift a little bit over. We want her to watch this corner. She can also break in. I don't know whose ball that's going to be. She can also cut out, but I doubt it. She's going to be here too. So she's here. I think her main priority is to cover the ball she's standing in and to be able to get this corner. All right. Now we got 16, our middle. So setter's got tip. 11's got deep. 16 has got all this over here. Anything deep she could take with her hands or open up. This is our off blocking outside. She's got the hard angle. She's got everything in her space. And they can both break in to go get that ball. Or to break in to go get that ball. To go get that ball. Setter can come in. Setter's got all these. That court is covered, okay? So what do you do there? High, out of system. You got that block. She's going for right here, and she gets the hands. Boom. We have a hard time getting back. Let's see what number 11 is doing. Let's watch her. Let's see if she goes to the right. Yeah, right. She's getting ready to go that way. But she does our little bouncy move to stay neutral. Boom. So that she can book it back left. All right. Okay, back out to the outside. Okay, so now we have a late middle. Right now, she is seeing something. I have something available. I've only got one blocker out here, right? She's covering my line. And where's that blocker going? That blocker's going to the ball, right over her hitting shoulder. So she's got her line. Now I know we see space over here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that line is available. Since her shoulder and the ball are here, if she tries to hit in that direction, we can just see it, right? It's going to be out of bounds if she tries to go that way, unless she can just get in there, but that ain't easy. So we got a late blocker. She's coming through here. Okay. We see something different now. Where is 11 now? So why is she here now? The last time we saw her, she was over here. Setter's in the same spot, right? 16's in the same spot. Off blocker's getting to the same spot. Why is 11 here now? Because we know that the hitter sees the late block. So now she has a direct line of attack into the middle of the court. So we don't want to let that happen. So outside hitter, get there. Fill the hole, right? She's probably not going to go high over your line this time, and if she does, you're athletic. You can still book it out there if we need to, but we need to defend the fastest ball possible in each scenario. So that's this gap right here. This gap between these two blockers. So she hits it, good. So she's ready for it, but it doesn't get her. She's getting into the corner, right where our libero, right where our back row middle is. Boom. Give it up for the back row middle, huh? They're always a target, but she gets a dime. Boom, and we run the Bic. One thing that we've seen a lot of, the Bic out of system is nice. Okay, so back to hitting. Why is the Bic out of system nice? Well, we need to watch these blockers again. Let's watch these blockers. So look at the USA side. Watch them go from offense to defense. Boom. Okay. All right. They see the ball off the net, and their middle's over here. Hold on a second. What's that middle doing? Wow. We didn't even talk about that play. Okay, here's our last play. Okay, so the middle, she just got a little fumble, so she's out of bounds over here. She's messing with the oppo here. This is creating some chaos for these hitters, but a hitting note. Look at how this middle adjusts to the position that she's in. You don't have to always get back to the same spot on the court. We have our pretty plays that are in system and we know where to go, but the best athletes are the ones that can be stuck in a weird position like this and still find a way to better the ball or to better their route to still be in system. So what does she do? She just does this little, hop step. Look at her feet. I know. I try to notice every little detail. Just look at her feet. Little hoppity hop, right? All these bouncy, getting my feet back underneath me movements. She gets that left, step close, weird step close, but she sees it's not going to her, so she really knows that she's just a distraction at that point. But middles, that's why it's so important that you just go anyways, because you might just fool, right? She's not committing. She's just trying to fool number 16 on the USA team, right? Because look at number 16. She's looking at the set. She can see this in the back of her eye, and she might just think that she's going to get set, or at least she's thinking about it. But we get to go big. Back where I started. Why is this a good option right here? Well, let's look at our blockers. Boom. She's committed. She's leaning. She's going. She's leaning. She's committed. She's going. That means we've got one blocker right here, right in the middle. So we're pretty available. Let's see what happens. Right? Now, she's trying to get back. She's trying to get back. It's too late. We're going on one-on-one situation here. Take a rip. Take a rip. And don't go left. Sorry. Don't go straight. If you're going to go anywhere, go left. Hopefully not there. Let's go left into this zone. Or my favorite, go get that setter, right? Or you could go this way if you're lethal, but I don't know. A good libero is going to get that ball. We could also, underrated is a tip to the donut. I really like the big tip to the donut. It's pretty. But those are your options, okay? So you're playing a fast game, all right? You're young. You're trying to figure out your decision making. How do you decide what to do? A couple of things. Have your libero watching. That's one. Let them know. Hey, give me a call, left or right, when I'm running my Bic route. That's very helpful. If you don't see something, they can see something. So allow them to be your eyes in a situation where you can't see what's going on. But when you jump and you're about to swing, you don't need perfect, crispy 20/20 vision of where those blockers are to know that they're in a space, right? So we see, a little blurriness, movement, jumping up here, and you don't over here, that means available. So just as you're looking at that ball for a split second, see if you can be aware of where you see blockers, because they don't, but one of these girls, okay, right? One of these girls could close, just like number 11 did. She gets a hand out there. That's crazy. She committed fully and still got back. But we still have a gap right here, right? There's still room to swing. So this is open. It's available. But based off of our decision making, goals, we can see that. Let's watch it. Look at the blockers. Good. You can see that they have blockers on that side and no blockers, or less hands up on the right side of the court. And if you don't believe me, watch the video and kind of just zone out, right? Blur out. Don't be focused on anything. Just kind of have a blank stare and notice how you can still see the movement. You can still see those blockers going and where there's not, right? Your brain is very capable of picking up slight pieces of information like that. You could be super focused looking at the ball and your peripheral vision will pick up that the blockers are there, and just quickly trust your gut, let your instincts kick in and swing where you see what's available. Now, again, she's moving fast. Then the barrel's on the other side. Maybe her goal is already to be lethal going towards the setter, and it works out for her because she's fast enough to get in. Remember that little gap we were talking about right there? You can see it right between those hands. She gets it. Boom. Right towards the setter, who's got a money dig. It's an overpass, but man. So now we have something out of system on the Netherlands side. Now out of system, we're getting a lot of closed blocks, okay? So we're gonna have to work around this or over it or off of it. So let's just look at all of our options. These hands, you know, a lot of young players are afraid of getting blocked, so they try to avoid the block. But these hands can score you a point. If you could hit off of that hand, so you start swinging out and away or push into and out, you're gonna get a point. I like to think about the blocker as adding a third dimension to the ways that you can score, right? We can go deep, or we can go across, or we can go off. So let's look at some things while we're here, okay? Do we have here? It looks like we have here, right? But these blockers, if we were to draw like a flashlight going out, these blockers, based off of where they're standing, are covering this area as it whitens up. So that's not really available. If it is available, it's gonna have to be something high over. We could also go to that deep corner, right? This is technically open. Boom. There's a lot of information and a lot of perception going on in this play. Netherlands middle and their oppo, number 23 and number 12. They are very aware that this set is going outside, right? They got eyes on it. Right about here, they start to look at the hitter. What is she doing, right? Number 23 is very clearly looking this direction. So is 12. They're not looking up at the ball. They're looking at the hitter. So right about here, they can tell what she's doing. She's coming in hard towards the angle, and they get 4 hands up on it. Instead of going straight through that block though, she cuts to try to go hard angle around it. Good. Okay, we got a great play. Middles, let's look at this slide here. Boom. Get around the ball. Right, the slide is a great set to get a one-on-one situation, and you're going from the middle of the court, bolting to the right, get around that ball. You got one blocker on that's chasing you to the line. Most of the time you're gonna get that solo block like we see with number 19. Okay, and what she's doing here, I don't think originally she did this. I think she went up, right? She went up straight and then decided to drop her arms in. So, but the hitter's already hit, right? She's faster than her. So she goes straight up, you go hard angle. She goes angle right away, you crush that ball down the line. being aware of where the block is. You're moving fast though, so you gotta see those blurs very quickly and get after it. Another ball out of system. We got 4 hands. Okay, we got our first roll shot here. So she's off the net. Notice, she's not being stupid. Just because she's out of system, just because most of the time we're gonna have to be lethal, we're gonna have to just rip it as hard as we can. You have to know when you don't feel comfortable. But you also can't just put the easy ball in. You have to have some of these kind of plays in your tool belt to be able to call upon them when you need them, right? And this is a great spot. We talk about what's available. Now, I really like thinking about the volleyball court like an X. So when we do this, I see 5 vulnerable spots. That could be available. They're not always available, right? Like for example, this corner is not available, but she's in there. She's in a good space because she's good, right? She can go this way into the donut or help out on this back line. Why is she doing that? She might always do that, but in this situation, it's very helpful because she's so far off the net, right? So I don't really have to worry about her hitting that ball super hard. I'm gonna get something without pace, which means I can go run it down. So let me get into a position to go run this down. But you gotta have plays like this in your tool belt. It's a really good spot. It's one of my favorite shots. Donut. If you're playing a team and they're locked in, they know who's getting that ball, you're all right. But usually this becomes a gray area, right? Between the borders of who's got that ball, whose defensive role is that. So you might be able to get 2 people kind of thinking, you take it, by hitting that shot. But what do we say? Libero is gonna be there. Can we look at her defense? Can we look at, watch the libero, USA libero, right? She sees out of system, I'm getting deep. Where am I going? I'm going here, boom. Nice, okay. Okay, here we go. Outside, tip. Okay, this is a smart play. What do we see? What is everybody seeing? Low inside set. So she's coming up with a plan right about now. But look, she does this little kind of cock back my elbow move that we saw earlier. For this reason, the sooner you show that tip hand, the sooner we know you're tipping, right? So if I can fool you even for a split second, that might be all I need to get that ball over the net and to hit the floor when I do decide to tip it. So it worked. Nobody's realizing it's a tip till there. We see the tip and look at all the defenders. Boom. Pop. Getting ready to go. Everybody moving towards the ball. Oppo's there. It's up. We're in system. Your middle decided to go back. Let's watch that middle. That's kind of cool. So she blocks. Boom. Gets out of the way so the setter can go in. And look at that adjustment, right? Boom. Look at her feet. Just swift. Right? Keeping her feet underneath her. Getting explosive. Staying bouncy. This is a good play to watch. She's definitely, like they're not swinging straight down. They're swinging long and hard. That way, if a blocker does, I don't think her goal was to hit off the block, but because she's swinging deep and she's swinging hard, she's able to use that hand, even though I don't think that was her initial goal. See, another one, long and hard, out. Did I touch it or did she touch it? No, but they're looking for hands, right? They're swinging hard, they're swinging deep, trying to tag those fingers. If a blocker's gonna get in front of them, we're taking their hands with us. Slide. Yeah, right? Middle's a little late or it's a little low. Realize that when you see it, right? Oh no, I'm late, or it's low in relationship to the speed that I'm going. I got to do something with this ball that's still effective. Let me try to tip this ball right over this blocker. And if you're going to tip it right over someone, you're not going to get any closer than that. Look at that. Right over the hands. Barely. Oh, it wasn't over. She got it. Look at that block. It was almost good. But she just gets a flick on it. Look at the blocker. Number 11. She just gets a little flick. Oh, even worse. Look at. This is why you don't just swing and like go for it. That's such a smart play because it forced the blocker to reach for the ball. And she touches the net while she's doing it. Okay, the middle's back row. All right, now at this level, the middles are good at playing defense. But now I have two targets in my eyes. The setter and the middle. Well, the setter's front row for USA. So, you know, now I'm trying to attack the middle. Libero's not in, right? That hard angle is a good spot to swing for. Now you have a weaker defender there. Maybe we take advantage of that. Where's this ball landing? Good. Look at this. You're not going to teach this in any, you know. Look at the way she's jumping. We're watching number 23 here. Look at this odd way she's jumping. Just get around the ball and know where a lethal spot is. The donut over there. I just got to hook it. I don't need to hit it hard. The space is open. Just flick of the wrist. It's in there. Okay. You're one-on-one. Line to line again. Where can you go? Boom. Into the gap. Right here. Watch. That's my guess. I don't know. I'm guessing. Boom. Right into the hole, right? It's open. You know it's open because you know where they play defense. And you got, you know, 5 people over here writing that down. This is where they're going when this happens. But we know it, right? Towards the corner. Someone's middle back. Someone's right back, someone's left back, and this is seams. Hit your seams. Hit your seams, people. Boom. 19's fast. Look at her, though. She gets in the hole. What about here? Oh, no. She sees the trajectory. I'm moving. Boom. It's great. All right, it's going to be my last one. So much to learn. Okay, so she's thinking, I'm going to be fast. Where's that blocker? How far does she have to travel? She's got to get all the way to my line. I'm just going to come in hot, and I'm going to rip that line. I'm going to take her fingers with me if she does get out there. Boom, and she does. I'm pretty sure she does. I think she hits number 11's hand on the way out. Good play. Where is she coming from? Whoa. Okay. Talking about how it feels like everyone's rotations are traditional and we just do the same stuff. Let's look at this rotation. Let's look at this rotation. This is rotation 1, right? Usually there's an outside right here, but there's a middle. Sorry, libero. She's covering for the setter. So where's the outside? She's over here doing what she does best, hitting the 4 ball. So what does that mean? Because your oppo is left front. This beast, watch her. She jets on contact across the entire court to run the biggest slide you've ever seen. How many steps of an approach is that? Boom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Prepare. Step close. Pow. It almost works. It makes you think, you know, where do these things come from? Where do these decisions come from? It's gotta be, you know, with thousands of data points to figure out why that is a good idea. We go big. We got 3 sets of hands up there. Solid block. Out of bounds. Hoping for the call. They always call the call. Always go for the touch. Come on. You might get it. That's out of bounds though. Does she have anything else available? No. But I respect the ripping it out of system play, right? She gets ready. Come on. Give me that ball. I'm in there. You know, she's just a little late on it. She could have got it higher, right? If she was just a little earlier, I think she could have contacted it at the peak, but she kind of gets it on the low, so she's kind of coming up at it, I think, as she's contacting that ball. And it's out. You're allowed to miss, you guys, right? I'm not getting mad when they're missing. You take the risk sometimes, you know? Don't be afraid to mess up, because you missed that swing. Okay, you lost the point, but if you get it, that's a big deal. And if you just keep it in because you're afraid of not going for it, then they're gonna put it away. They're gonna take the risk. We're not playing, you know, baby 12s. If you were, okay, maybe, hey, let's see, let's just rally the play. Let's work on our ball control and our serve and pass, and let's let the other team make the mistake. Maybe. But once you get good, and everybody's got ball control, and everybody's got killer defense, go for it or go home. And when you make that gamble, you're gonna miss sometimes. Can you live with it? We'll end it there. Good stuff. I hope this was helpful. I don't really feel like we were able to get deep because they're just so fast. They're so fast and just going for it. Maybe we'll do this again with like a juniors club video or something. Till next time.